My name's David, I'm 60 years old and I live in Oldham, just outside of Manchester. In 2019 I was told that I had breast cancer. I had an inverted right nipple. I went to the GP. I went a little bit later than I should have done. I left it probably 3 weeks. So when I did go to the doctors, straight away she sent me there to the clinic. And within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think it was, because I had to wait a little bit longer, I had been told officially that it was. But on the day of going, the doctor I saw when I took my shirt off said straight away, as a man with an inverted nipple to that degree, I will say even without the mammogram and a biopsy that it's 98% chance that it will be a cancer, so be prepared. My experience of secondary breast cancer started back in January really, last year, 23. In the December of 22 I got COVID, and then mid-January I thought I've not got over this as quickly as I thought I would have done, so I noticed that I was breathless, I couldn't climb the stairs, every time I was walking out and about I felt ill. So eventually, at the end of January I ended up going seeing a nurse at my local GP practice for a routine blood test, and we just got chatting, and I basically said that I was really struggling to breathe. Couldn't get in the doctors for an appointment, so she said, I'll get you in this afternoon if you want to see a prescribing nurse. So I went in. He was very reluctant at the time to actually even listen to my chest. He said he was going to refer me for all these heart tests. And I thought it all would happen really quickly, but after a week I rang up and asked about the blood test, and they said, oh no, everything's fine. And then after 2 weeks I never heard anything about any ECGs or anything like that. So I made an appointment with the GP, and I didn't get seen in the GP surgery until the end of March, early April. Then everything seemed to change. I'll send you this afternoon just to keep the peace and, let's settle your mind, for an x-ray. So I went for the x-ray, came home. The day after, I got a telephone call. Would I go to the Oldham Diagnostic Centre for a CT scan? I had to go back to that centre to talk to a doctor regarding the outcomes of the CT, which were that I required the day after a PET scan. So I had the PET scan, 3 days later saw the doctor, and then basically turned around and said, we do believe that it might be suspicious and it might be something, sinister, but we can't do anything. You'd have to have a biopsy done. Then we're waiting for results, come back to the same centre to be told that it had travelled to my lungs, in both lungs, and it was actually breast cancer. I knew because they'd told me sort of in like May that it probably was. I'd just got my head around it, but it was still a shock to be told that. So I was pretty annoyed on the day when they told me. And then the next problem was I've got 2 grown-up sons, but one of them was away on honeymoon. And then when they came back from the honeymoon, we brought him and my other son together to tell them at the same time, which is obviously upsetting, really upsetting. And then unfortunately, other people, it just didn't register. I have family and I have other people I know. And the minute you say you've got secondary cancer, people will say, well, you beat it the first time. You can do it again, I asked people, what do you actually understand to be secondary cancer? And they said, well, it means it's come back. I said, and you'll have to just go through all the treatment again. And I tried to explain it isn't that at all. I said, the way it's described to me was an incurable disease that can be treated for as long as, 1, the medicines that we treat you with work, and 2, as long as you can tolerate the side effects and the ramifications of having that medicine. I actually thought when I first got told it was secondary, people would say to me, I'm really sorry, and knowing that it will eventually kill me. Because people just don't seem to understand what it is, that never came, so therefore any condolences or support that was meaningful and deep-rooted I actually thought would come out didn't even appear. When it comes to support, or finding support as a man with breast cancer in itself, that was hard at the beginning. As time went on, I met people we've helped sort of set up things for men with breast cancer. In the early days, it was quite hard because there was nothing out there, literally nothing out there. And there was a big pink wall that sort of said, go away. And unfortunately, when I was diagnosed with secondary breast cancer, I equally felt, if not worse, than I did at the beginning. Because with secondary breast cancer, there, again, recently there's more, but at the beginning there wasn't that many things out there that I could find that were, I couldn't see anything out there that where I could identify me as part of that. The education needs to be explained to people that if you've got secondary cancer, it means X, Y, and Z. I'm not a warrior, I'm not a hero, yeah? I'm somebody dying of cancer.